Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Drunk with Facts.
Yeah.
As we pass around the beers.
As we're passing around beers. So it's Thursday, July 10th. I had to look it up. I wasn't sure what date it was. So
It's Thursday.
yeah, it is Thursday.
Little birdie told me.
Hi.
What?
Oh, I just counting.
The days?
How'd it go?
Yeah.
Oh.
Day plus 75.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit. That's weird that you say that.
I
Yeah.
don't know what that means.
Well, day 0 is when I got my cells.
Oh.
So
Very good.
it's been 75 days since I
Oh, very cool.
got that. And I'm feeling fucking tastic.
What'd you find out about flavonoids?
Nothing yet.
All
I
right,
haven't.
Fair enough.
I haven't talked to my brother yet.
Cool.
Interesting.
Moving along.
What is
So
it?
where did you hear about it?
It was a fucking. It's called
Oh.
cocoa. Fucking what the fuck is it called? It's some product that claims to have stem cells in it,
Oh,
and they're talking about how stem cells, they go to work and fix whatever's wrong. I'm like, yeah, they do that when you get raw fucking stem cells and they inject them in places.
Right.
I don't see how it works the same putting in fucking cocoa, but they're advertising it like it's stem cell rejuvenation by putting it in this cocoa product. I'm like, that seems like a fucking bull on lie. I don't see how that could possibly work that way, but I don't know anything. So
I don't know how to stem cells taste. Maybe the chocolate makes it better. I don't know.
Ask
That's
ladies.
freaking weird. That's strange.
It is weird.
Well, the stuff they store it in smells like cream corn.
Oh, I hate cream
Remember
corn.
you told me that.
Oh, I hate cream corn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Man.
crazy.
Hey, look, Lindsay's there.
She's in.
Hey, Lindsay.
She's on assignment in Canada. She's in
Hey.
Canada. Hey.
That's my Canadian word.
Hey.
Hoser.
So her and Christine set up a fun show for us tonight.
Oh boy.
I'm so excited.
I am too.
Are there puppets involved?
I've never done this. You've done it a
I've
couple of
done it a
times
couple
now, right?
There's a hat.
There's a hat.
Oh no.
Topics in a hat.
Hey, Rocky.
Let's do. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Project Y. Why?
Oh, it's we like to.
Yeah, there you go. ProjectYNow.com, Project Y20 for 20% off their products. I've started using face cream. I've been documenting it every day, and we'll see after 30 days how it does.
Nice.
If it does good, I'll post the videos.
Shit, yeah.
So-
If it does shitty, we're
I'm not saying shit. I'll move on to the eye serum next. So
I'm not going to
so
say
guys-
how many days I use it, but I use it every time I shower,
there you go.
after my shower. So but
Okay.
I don't want to say how many days that is a week.
because it seems excessive. Let's go with that.
Sure.
seems like an awful lot of showering there. buddy.
Joey shouldn't be using it 7 days a week. Okay, cut back a little on it. Don't forget to go check out their podcast, the Ycast. There's still time to subscribe.
And how often is it on?
It's supposed to be on every other week, but they've
Every
had to
other week.
postpone it
That's important.
for the last 2 weeks because,
Fair enough.
well, people have been out of town. So
They're allowed to have lives. I'm
Yeah,
not judging for that.
It's summertime.
it
So
happens.
one time I had a moment and I thought about it and I went, shit, they're not on.
Well, I'm trying to decide because usually I know when we did Coffee Table, we took a break in the end of July through September just to get a little break. So I'm debating whether or not to do that with this show this year if we take a break in August,
I don't know.
which might be good because maybe we could film the movie then. We can do more movie work. So we'll see.
Or we could play some music.
Or we can play some music.
That's
too.
what I'm fucking talking
That
about.
works too. It's a good idea.
I need it.
So yeah, we can definitely go back to Thursday night music.
Jam night. Hell yeah.
I like it. And then don't forget to check out our production company, RCJ Productions.
Is that all going good?
What's that?
Is that going pretty good?
It's fucking awesome.
Nice.
We're producing movies.
Shit yeah.
So I'll go to rcjproduction.com for all your production needs. If you need some audio video editing, we got the audio master over here. He can,
Are we still running a special?
Yeah, I'll keep the special going. So if you own a local business here in Arizona, please send me some information about your business on info@rcjproduction.com. And we'll put together a nice little 30-second free commercial for you. All we ask is we can use your commercial to show the work that we've done
In our portfolio.
in our portfolio. I like that. That's a better way of saying it. No,
That's what it's
portfolio.
for.
It is.
For my
100%.
portfolio.
So very cool. So right.
And now we know why I don't.
What was that comment?
spell it.
I almost shot it out of my nose.
Spell that.
Can you spell that?
I
Oh,
remember
man.
that joke when they say, "You think you're strong?" You go, "Yeah," and they go, "Pick that up." Sorry. Another reason I don't drink. Okay.
All right. Since you're the expert here, how do we?
I'm
I've never done this. I've put the topics in for you. So what do we do? Just pull out a topic and talk about it?
Yeah, pretty much.
No,
That's what we
okay.
do. We're gonna pull a little piece of paper out, and then we can make one of you guys read it,
Pretty fucking simple.
or we do the Johnny Carson way.
So this is a combination of
Holy shit! A lot of words.
Lindsay, Christine, and I believe some AI stuff. So we'll see. This could get interesting.
First, we have to guess whether or not Lindsay wrote it or it was AI. Ready?
Or Christine.
Or Christine or a person.
Okay.
If aliens landed tomorrow and asked you to explain humanity in one sentence, what would you say? A computer wrote this. That's what I would say. No, I don't. Just kidding.
I'm gonna guess Christine on that one. I should bring up the comments so we
Yes,
can
we
read
should.
comments.
We need to know the answer to this. Who wrote it? Who wrote it? Which one of you wrote it? Who's guilty?
The question is, does Lindsay remember? That's the question.
I know there's no way she remembers. She'd be like, I don't fucking know. If aliens landed tomorrow, not today, but tomorrow, and asked you to explain humanity in one sentence, you have time to prepare. What would you say? What would your sentence be?
It's AI.
It's AI. I know. Because it's not a good question.
I got one word.
Yeah, we're probably on the same
I was gonna say foobar.
Oh, I was going to say that it starts with an F.
Totally. I was going to add totally to the beginning of it. Was
Well,
all.
let's say it gives you a whole sentence, so you could do it either way.
Oh, let's see. How do you put that in a sentence? Fucked up beyond all recognition. I mean, that's that's
Well,
how I
even
say
so, if aliens land tomorrow and asked you to explain humanity, it'd just be like, where have you been?
it.
Don't you know? Aren't you paying attention? How'd you get here? Who are you? What are you doing with my car?
I would say immoral comes to mind. Egotistical. What else? Self-centered. That's kind of like egotistical, but
I'm thinking new.
new.
We feel like we're new, underdeveloped. I don't know. What are you driving? How'd you get here, buddy? What's with all the questions? Jackass. How big are their heads? There's a lot of things would matter. I don't know how to explain it.
Lindsay says humanity, not the U.S. Okay, so you tell me there's not fucked up places out there in the world.
I'm not sure that that's. I'm not
I
sure
think the whole
humanity-
world is.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can explain humanity in a sentence. Be like, first off, look at me. Really? What kind of shitty aliens are you? You picked me to ask. I mean, unless they crashed in my yard, I'm not sure why they're asking me dick. You know what I mean? Like, well, you got any good porn? Maybe. But like, could you explain humanity to me? Like, fuck no.
They pick Jack up out of a lineup, right?
Vader's in the living room. Go talk to him. He's probably got a better answer. Yeah, that's way too deep for me.
That is deep. That is deep. I don't think I could sum it up in a sentence.
I don't think anybody could. Like, you can't explain humanity. We don't even fucking understand what consciousness is.
Do we even understand humanity, right? I mean, think about
I'm
it.
saying
from-
we don't. We
yeah.
don't know what is it.
Yeah, we understand our little bubbles.
But even then, do we really
Yeah.
understand it, or
Well,
can you explain
we cope
it?
with it. No, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, trying to tell an alien
We-
race.
Kind of navigate through it.
Yeah, buddy.
But how do you explain it?
I think you should ask Siri
Oh,
to explain it in a
if
sentence.
she says you guys are all fucked up.
I'd be curious what that response is. Since it's an AI generated question,
Yeah.
what would AI say
Siri.
about it?
Hey, Siri.
If aliens landed tomorrow
And asked you to explain
and asked you to explain,
Humanity in
Oh.
one sentence.
humanity.
Did she time
no,
out?
I'm not. I didn't finish. Can we start again? All right, we're gonna try that again.
Humanity.
Hey Siri,
Shut your hole.
if aliens landed tomorrow, how would we describe humanity to them?
It's gonna be good.
Check it out. No, I want to hear your freaking
Oh, I hate
answer.
when they do that.
Oh, I love that shit.
Oh, then she connects me to a video.
This one I
That
love.
doesn't help.
What I love is when they send you to a video that just has words written on it and like pictures. I'm like, hey, bitch,
Yeah.
it's a video. I don't want to read.
So the video is alien crafts landing.
Oh,
So
that's good.
Would Alexa do it?
Here's what it looks like.
See what Alexa, if Alexa says anything.
Oh, I hate it when my wife's paying attention.
Alexa, If aliens landed tomorrow, how would you describe? She says, "I'm not sure I can help you with
She
that."
says, "Shut up, bitch."
Okay, shut up. So AI creates it, but they can't answer the fucking question.
Look at Amanda. Look at
Gotcha.
Amanda's answer.
I did. I saw that. That was
Isn't
great.
that-
It's a great
how
answer.
did she come up with
We're
that?
nothing but a species of hopeful progress.
That's crazy. Moving along.
That's funny.
All right. Who is your favorite Star Wars character and why?
Ooh.
Mm.
Oh.
This is the shit that we really got to mull over. Fuck humanity. Who's my favorite
Your
character?
favorite Star Wars
Shit.
character.
How do I choose?
Oh man.
It's like saying who's your favorite superhero. You just can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, this goes to
There's Boba Fett
yeah.
for a whole set of reasons. He was the coolest one when you were a kid. I don't know why.
Well, you didn't know a lot about him.
I didn't know shit about him. I
Right.
still don't know because I've not watched The Mandalorian.
Mm.
So to me, he's still just Boba Fett. You know what I mean? As far as I know, he's just him. I don't know that there's a whole shitload of them and they've all got whatever the fuck they've got going on with
Right.
the Baby Yoda and stuff. I just know Boba Fett as the original Boba Fett. Even we're talking even pre-child Boba Fett or pre-daddy, whichever one he was. He was the kid, right?
Yes. Yeah. In Attack of the Clones,
Yeah.
yes, he was the kid. Yeah.
Yeah. So I never
His
think
dad was Jango Fett.
that's right.
Yeah.
Jango,
Jango Fett.
Yeah.
That's right.
Jango Fett.
Jango.
Ever make that connection? He's Jango Fett. So wait, does it mean Boba's really good at drinking those drinks with the things in
The
them?
Boba teas.
Boba Fett and Jango Fett, they drink tea and play games.
Man, I never really thought about who my favorite Star Wars character was. Right? Obviously, I go to Luke Skywalker.
Okay, what's your
but
favorite toy?
as a kid,
Either
I
one.
used to love the Rancor monster.
That was pretty dope. That was a dope ass toy.
That was a fun toy.
The AT-AT was my favorite toy.
Yeah, no, I would say ships. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
Oh, I guess if you're gonna, yeah, it is a ship, but I mean, like,
but character-wise,
I guess the Rancor kind of counts as a character.
yeah,
I count him as a playset because he's just too big.
I liked. I mean, the Millennium Falcon was cool, but I liked the shuttle, the Imperial shuttle, because that
The Imperial
fucking thing
shuttle
was
was fucking
huge.
dope. Yeah.
It was big.
The one that actually was the full.
Yeah, because the wing on that thing, right? The fin was like 2
Badass.
feet tall in itself.
Yeah,
So
I never had one, but that was
Yeah.
cool as shit. That was a cool toy.
I was too old for toys.
It's okay.
never too old
Yeah.
for toys.
You
Look,
didn't
look at
have-
my living room downstairs.
You didn't have a Princess Leia?
I mean, I
He had-
got them for
yeah.
my kids.
Hey,
For Jay, anyway.
for Jay.
Yeah.
What was
But-
Jay's favorite?
I would say Hans
Yeah.
or Han.
Good
Wasn't-
self-correction, Joey.
Yeah.
You don't have to kick your ass after the show. Did he just say Hans?
Well, I put
I
his
got it. Fair enough.
his last name together with it.
I got it. I got it. Who shot first?
I think he did.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there it
Doesn't it show it? I thought it shows it.
is. Oh no, no, no.
Didn't
no.
it-
Well,
Don't even start.
Okay.
It's not worth it.
Well, he's
Nobody-
under the table.
right.
Yeah.
He's under the table, and there's it's a very arguable point. Who shot first?
I don't think it is. I think Han shot first.
Okay.
You don't think so? You
He
don't
nipped
agree?
it in the
It
bud.
makes him a murderer if he shot first.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you like.
was
there,
just a
buddy.
s-
But he was in the right
smuggler.
place because, yeah, I mean, the description of
Hey,
of the
Greedo.
place was-
yeah, piece of yep.
It was that kind of a place.
yeah, it's that kind of place.
Most Isley.
All right, Mos Eisley.
You'll never find a more treacherous hive. of,
Wretched high,
yeah.
high.
My friend doesn't like you.
Yeah.
I don't like you either.
Well, fuck off, weirdo. That's how that conversation goes. If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Pizza.
Yeah. I'm with you on
Right.
that
That's a quick answer.
because it has different stuff on it. So, you know,
pizza? Could you have different now?
it works for breakfast.
In that stupid
dinner.
fantasy, what kind of pizza? Could you only have one kind of pizza?
Oh, okay.
And if you could only have one kind of pizza, then which kind would it be?
Ooh.
You go stuffed crust supreme is the right answer because you can take off as much shit as you want
Mhm.
and you can eat the crust.
I was going to go with
I
Supreme
agree
just
with you.
because you have vegetables, you have
Yeah.
all that good
you can
stuff
always,
in there.
you can
so.
always mow it down.
Yeah.
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 But you can't if you like do pepperoni, you're fucked. Nobody's coming to your house for dinner ever again. You gotta have.
Christine says tacos. I think Lindsay would agree with you on tacos.
Well, here.
What would your food be?
Oh, pizza.
It would be pizza.
Supreme- yeah, because it's everything.
Yeah,
You can break it down. Like nobody ever says in that question, they never say you can't disassemble it.
Right.
So tacos, what kind of tacos? Taco Supremes, basic tacos, street tacos, it matters. These things are important.
They are.
They have to be the same taco.
Because it's the same
All
food.
the
It
time.
says same food.
Right.
Mhm.
All right. So I'm thinking that means that kind of breaks it into ingredients. So you're limited. Oh no. If you had to eat one meal for the rest of, well, fuck you.
Yeah, I mean,
one meal would be pizza with tacos.
well, again, the tacos matter too, right? Because if you buy a taco supreme from somewhere, it could have lettuce, tomato, cheese,
Yep.
you know, and other stuff. And other places you buy a taco and it doesn't have any of that shit. It's got a little bit of lettuce and meat. That's it.
Not to
So-
mention soft tacos, hard tacos.
Right. Right.
Yeah, see, when I get tacos, I always get a variety
Yeah.
of meats and stuff on each taco, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I couldn't pick just one that I would want to eat all the time because that would be tough.
Yeah, it would be
All
tough.
of these have to be AI questions.
I missed the taco truck out at the Pony.
Oh yeah.
Remember that thing?
I do.
That fucking
Wait,
taco
at the
truck.
Pony? I don't remember it at the Pony.
Oh yeah, that taco truck was awesome. They're the best
Yeah.
food.
I remember one at Tom Ryan's. Or
You
maybe
were-
I'm getting that confused.
You were playing at the Pony with us when
Wasn't that at Tom Ryan's? Fuck. No, that must have been out there.
it was Pony. Yeah, I don't think Tom Ryan's it because they serve food, didn't they? Tom
No,
Ryan's?
not anymore.
No, I thought they
not
did
a
one
long
time.
They used to serve garbage every once in a while, but there was a taco truck that was at Tom Ryan's at one point. But I think you're right. I think I'm thinking of the Silver Pony.
Yeah,
Shit.
that thing was legit. That was good
It
food.
was really good.
Even the burritos were good.
Junk food.
Which is weird because the Pony actually made really good chicken wings,
They did. I like their
right?
Their
So I don't know why
chicken
they
wings,
started hiring the taco truck. It was weird.
I was more interested in the chicks out there.
I know.
So, if you could swap lives with any person, alive or dead, for 1 week, who would it be, and what would you do first?
That's a tough question.
Nobody. I don't want to swap lives with anybody. That's not a desire I've ever had. I'd like a superpower, but I don't want anybody else's life. You know,
Yeah, I'm with Jack on that one. I
kind of like
can't
me.
think. I mean, I have, it's been hard enough to navigate my own life.
No shit.
To take on somebody else's life for a week and have to
Their
figure it all
pressure.
out again.
Yeah, exactly. What is, because like I don't have a lot of envy for folks anyway, because it's kind of like their life's their life. And I don't think of people as really all that different or special. Like everybody who's celebrity, they've done different things in their life. I don't want what they have by any stretch of the imagination. Everybody wants a little more money, but beyond that, and what I have is kind of on me. I don't know what would change. If I
Are
was
they
just-
really any more happy than
Well, they're not. You're happy
know?
because you're happy, not
Yeah.
because,
exactly?
don't get me wrong. Money makes things a fuckload easier.
Easier, sure.
Given the choice,
Right.
given the choice between being broke and having money, I definitely prefer having money. Not a question. But it doesn't, make you happy. You can be a miserable piece of shit and have plenty of money. So, and you can be famous and still be a dick. So I don't think I would trade places with anybody.
Yeah, I don't think I could think of anybody either. I'd want to trade places.
Earlier
with.
today,
mean,
I thought about trading places with somebody dead because I was thinking, hell can't be that bad, can it? I'm laying on the working on the freaking car, just like
now, if the question said, "Would you trade places with your younger self for a week?" We
Yeah.
just kind of talked about that, right?
love to go back and tell me a couple things that I wouldn't listen to anyway.
right.
Because it's not like there weren't people around saying, "Hey, don't do that," and I still went, "Okay, fuck off." But
Yeah.
it's funny to think that if we went back and told ourselves like somehow that would make it more credible, or we would give a shit. I wouldn't have. Be like, "Okay, old man." Why would I believe you? First and foremost?
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to interfere with the space-time continuum.
Oh, if you're selfish enough to go talk to yourself when you're a kid, you don't give a shit.
You don't give. Yeah, you don't care about that.
I wouldn't
what
want to
this
change what I have right now.
Right
You
now,
know,
right.
so
100%.
yeah,
And you never know because you could say one thing to your younger self, which would alter that course completely.
Right.
So yeah.
And could you? I mean, like, if certain things just never happened, you wouldn't miss them. But at the same time, like, just even giving you that thought of like things that might not have worked out, like, just it's kind of horrifying. You know what I mean? Like the people that we care about and stuff.
Mhm.
Becoming friends with you guys again, like, I mean, that I would have never in a million years guessed that we would have reconnected
Mhm.
or gotten to where we're at currently as friends. And like, I'm so grateful for that.
Mhm.
And I don't know I couldn't have foreseen it. I'm, again, so why would I wouldn't want to change shit?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
shit's
no.
good.
No, I get
Shit's
that.
really good.
I get that. But I think it said change places with somebody for a week, though, right? Was it a week?
Yeah, I remember it was a week, but
I don't think it was a permanent setup. I think it was
It's for
just
1 week. So
1 week.
okay, so well, let's all just be Hitler and goes fuck his shit up.
There you go. Right.
Yeah, even the 1 week, I don't know that there's what's the I don't know. It's an interesting question that I'm pretty sure AI came up with. Otherwise,
Whose question was that, Lindsay?
yeah, whose question was that? It feels like an AI question because it's very meta and it's very like, why would you want to do that? Even for a week? Like, the only reason I would want to change places with somebody would be for nefarious reasons. I can't think of a good reason to go live somebody else's life. You know what I mean? The only reason I would do it is either do stuff I shouldn't do or couldn't do otherwise. But it was all bad stuff.
I should show the comments and
oh yeah,
put that up again. So who was it? Was it Christine? Was that your question? Was that Lindsay's question, or was it AI? I'm leaning towards AI too.
Wait, what happened?
It was AI. It was AI. So you nailed it, Jack.
What did you say about burritos? Oh, okay. Cool. Never mind. Reading comments. Hey, if you could create a brand new holiday, what would it be called? And how would we celebrate it? Oh, I can't. I just can't.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, this is
That's
a very serious one.
Okay.
Is I would replace Pride Month with First Responders Month.
You know what? I'll second that. 100%. 100%.
I'm going to go 2.5 on it because I was thinking the exact same thing as far as replacing Pride Month, but I was going to call it something different. And we're not going to get into that too much because there's really no point. Had this discussion recently with somebody about the pride. And I'm like, how are you proud of shit you didn't do?
Right.
It's
I mean, who's more brave? First responders or
regardless, the bravery even used in that context is so fucking annoying. Oh, we're so brave. Why? Because we used to get beat up for being that way. That doesn't make you brave.
Right.
Just means now there's more of you being stupid in a public forum. I don't care what you do. Everyone you have sex with should know what you do. The rest of us shouldn't. Number one, it's none of our business.
Shouldn't care.
I shouldn't be able to see it from across the street.
Right.
And I certainly don't need you to have a fucking parade about it. Because again, we're talking, well, it keeps them from being oppressed. Or it encourages people who otherwise wouldn't to do something they otherwise wouldn't.
Right.
Now, there's a lot of theorizing.
And why is it a month though? Right. I mean, if you think about it, our veterans get Veterans Day, right?
Yep.
All of our regular holidays are day holidays. The only 2 month-long holidays
shocked how many month-long celebrations there are.
Is Black History Month.
There's Men's Mental Health Month. There's all these fucking holidays that go on a month long that you don't even know about. Trust me, talk to a liberal about this shit. They'll spew them all at you.
I'm sure they will.
Because I didn't know this till I had this conversation with somebody the other day, and they told me all these different months that celebrate all this shit. I'm like, I'm in real holidays.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it, and that's the problem. Pride is we're giving it credit as a real thing. We don't need to. None of us need to. If you're not involved in it, it's who cares? I don't want to know about it. Keep it out of the stores. Go do your thing. I don't care. If you want to wear assless chaps up and down Main Street, fine. I'll avoid downtown for that day. But don't expect me to get on board. Don't expect people to be like happy or proud of you. You didn't accomplish shit.
I think we need a MAGA month.
I don't think we need that either.
I'm just kidding. I'm not saying we do.
But you see what I mean?
Yeah,
I
know
understand where it comes from. It's like, I want you to believe what I believe. I really don't. I just want. What did you say? Well, see what shit Dad's talking.
Stop hanging out with liberals.
I'm having conversation with liberals because I'm trying to understand these things. I really want to understand where people who I care about that are intelligent can develop this level of what seems to me to be stupidity. Like, how can you defend that stuff? And I've met people who I would say are otherwise intelligent defend, like, oh no, it's because they've been oppressed for so long. And I'm like,
they have not.
Well, who fucking cares? That's not my problem. And even more so,
self-oppression is what it is.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, but see, there again, now you're taking the stance that they have a choice, and if they don't have a choice, they're just born that way. And I say, well, then what about pedophiles? Well, that's not okay. Well, why is it not okay?
Yeah.
They're fucking born that way.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the same thing, isn't it? It's something that you have to decide whether or not there's a moral issue there. First off, you have to have morals. And if you don't have morals, then none of it matters. But if you have morals, and then there's a societal component to those morals, you have to decide if it's immoral for people to have sex with kids or to have same-sex sexual relationships. I don't care who you're attracted to, who you want to hang out with, who you want to spend your time with. But if you want to have actual physical sex with another being, consensual, you have to decide if there's an immoral way to do that. I personally think rape in general is a bad thing.
Do you?
I do. I mean, and I know that's kind of a weird stance to take, but that's the way I feel about that.
I missed my sound effects. I had a perfect sound effect for that too.
Oh yeah. Just, I don't know. It's whatever.
We celebrate the wrong things. right?
Sometimes.
I mean,
Well, really, we do.
So what new holiday would just be
Well,
first
like if we did
responders?
a single real holiday where everybody has it off, or I would do a first responders.
I agree 100%.
'cause-
The shit that they have to go through and the shit that they put up with.
all of them. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Even the Coast Guard.
and have a parade and
Well,
everything.
they're not really
you know?
first
I mean,
responders. They're military.
Well, hold on a second. What are we talking about? First responders? Is that just
Well,
fire?
that's I mean, that's,
EMTs,
yeah. I mean, police. and-
Nurses are first responders, in my opinion.
All right.
I
Fair
mean, you know,
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Firefighters.
Clowns?
they're
people
all-
that put their lives on the line.
Oh,
Aside from military clowns.
clowns kind of put their life.
You want a clown day?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's first responders, don't they kind of count? No, they don't.
No, I mean,
Thanks for the beer. Moving along. Are we moving along? Oh,
hopefully we have a lot of topics left, do we?
oh yeah.
Because we still have a half hour left. So,
Oh, we got plenty.
okay, good.
So, how do you feel about lab-grown meat?
Oh, that's a Lindsay question.
Fucking yuck.
100% that's a Lindsay question.
I
Shouldn't be allowed, period. It's disgusting.
I don't know
Yeah,
what the
it's-
point is. Is it because so we don't kill animals?
The environment, because the cows are farting and killing the ozone.
Okay, so
that's,
that's a non-starter.
that's what it comes down to.
It's a non-starter.
But it's happening. Stores have lab grown meat. There's lab grown chicken. There's lab grown beef.
Here's
It's
another one of
fucking
those things
disgusting.
that I come down really hard on. Like, I don't fucking care. If you want your shit grown in a test tube, I'm not sure that there's any. I don't have a good stance to fight against it. I don't want it. I'm okay.
Well, that's
with
why you
eating
got to care,
animals.
though,
Why do I got to care?
because eventually it's going to take over everything in the grocery stores.
well, that's when I'll care. When you start
Yeah.
trying to eliminate my actual beef, then I'll give a shit. Otherwise, I don't care what you want to eat. If you want to eat an Impossible Burger and piss out your ass for a week, by all means, go ahead.
but I disagree with you on the fact that I think you need to raise a flag about it earlier, because by the time it gets to the point where it's in all the grocery stores, it's too late. No matter what you say at that point, nothing's going to change. If enough people voice opinion against it in the beginning, when people are trying to push it through, you have a potential to stop it. Once it gets to the point where it's in every grocery store chain in the country, you're never going to stop it. That's how they push shit through all the time.
Well, but this is
They sneak it in. Nobody says anything about it.
that doesn't. When have they replaced like staple industries completely with this crazy shit?
I'm not
They
saying
try
they
all-
have, but they try.
They
right?
they always will try. I do believe in the end they're not. They're not going to get rid of gas cars either. They're just not.
They can't.
They can't. And why can't they? Because it's too big of a fucking
It's
industry.
too- yeah.
You're not going to eliminate meat. You're not. You're just not. First off, they can't lab grow enough fucking meat to replace all the cows we kill. They just can't. Not anytime soon.
No, but if you think about,
I feel your pain on the maker stance. Otherwise, I get away with it.
yeah.
But at the same time, I don't give a shit if you.
But
want to
they've
Yeah.
replaced our food now. When you look at the food we eat today versus 30 years ago,
Well,
right?
yeah, they've put
Our
all
food's
kinds of chemicals.
poison.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Right? Compared to what it was 30, 40 years ago. So
Because who was fighting against it?
nobody.
Because nobody fucking knew. Nobody cared.
Right.
I think there's an industry here that's at risk. There was no natural vegetable industry that was like, fuck you guys, you can't use preservatives. Nobody cared because there wasn't an antithesis to it. There's an antithesis to synthetic meat, which is real meat.
Yeah,
Farmers,
yeah.
ranchers. There's a big enough lobby to make sure that they're never going to replace it with lab grown meat. That's my opinion. I could be fucking wrong.
I hope not. I hope you're right.
I just
hope
think
you're 100%
anything that big, granted, the money, if it became so much more profitable to make lab grown meat, but there's no way it can.
Yeah.
Because the volume of meat necessary to lab grow to replace what they naturally grow, I think it's untenable. I could be wrong about that, but I think we eat way too much meat. There's no way they could replace all of it with lab grown. But maybe I'm wrong. It feels like it's not an industry that's going anywhere.
But like the plastic rice was a perfect example, right? They snuck that in. And people didn't realize
plastic
what the fuck it was.
rice.
Yeah, you never heard of that? Plastic rice, yeah.
What?
Yeah, I think it was in China. They were using plastic rice. It was a food grade plastic.
Yeah, that's fine.
Look it up. It's
there's no
disturbing.
No nutritional value. We have plastic components anyways.
Yeah.
No, but see, like those kinds of things, those are cost issues. It's when they're able to produce the fake shit cheaper than they are the real shit, and then it becomes more profitable. That's when you get that nefarious undertone, and it's easy to sneak in on because honestly, how good is rice?
Right.
They haven't perfected beef. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You just can't. But who knows?
Nothing beats beef from a regular butcher, though.
That's very true.
Nothing beats it.
Speaking of which, if you had to start a cult,
yeah, now you're talking.
What would it be centered around?
Hannah, brother.
What would it be centered around? I'm thinking lab grown meat. That would be Lindsay's. If I was going to start a cult, it would be centered around me. Fucking, that's what a cult is,
right?
How about you, Keith? What was your cult?
Oh, I don't know.
Welcome to the Church of Yo.
I don't know. I don't know what my cult would be. Man.
Well, the big qualifiers, if you're starting a cult, you have to fuck everybody. So pick your poison.
That would be, yeah. Well,
Star Wars
out of the question. I was going to say Star Wars, Star Trek out of the question.
Some of the anime fans are pretty high.
Comic-Con.
Yeah, dude.
I don't even know how to answer that question, really.
Have you been to Comic-Con?
Never been to.
I've seen pictures. I've never been to it.
Need to go once.
Shane went. Shane used to go every year.
Yeah, that's right.
remember this talk
It's
about
cool as shit.
Mm.
It's really cool. It is a nerd festival. But I still, my diversity lounge journey. Can't wait.
I don't know what a pizza cult. I don't know.
It's funny you just said that.
What do you think of that? I mean, what do you do? I don't know. I don't believe in cults anyway, so it's like I don't know how I'd even start one or want to start one.
Come to our pizza toss.
It seems like pizza tossing. It seems like a lot of work.
What's the initiation? You got to eat like 10 pies or something like that. I don't know.
Just one pie.
Just one pie.
No, I don't. I don't. It seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
If you could just wave your hand though, and then a cult was in place and everybody just did your bidding, but that's not fun. But you know what the problem with a lot of these questions are is we have pretty decent lives, so we don't have the fantasy factor in a lot of this shit is like just not there.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard.
We need some sad people on this show.
Keep it in the Star Wars ones.
All right. If you had a pet dinosaur, what would you name it? What would you name it, and what would it eat?
What would it eat? Wow.
Well, it wouldn't eat ass. Unless it's a millennial dinosaur. Do you remember the Dilbert cartoon? The Dilbert.
I remember Dilbert, yeah.
So, do you remember the dinosaur?
Mm.
There was a little dinosaur character on that, and I can't remember what the hell his name was, but he was just stupid. He was absolutely stupid. So one day his girlfriend had an egg. So and they were saying, "Oh, look, you're excited. You're going to be a father." And she says, "What do you want to name it?" He says, "Shelly." She goes, "You do realize it's going to turn into a baby dinosaur, right?" And he went, "What?" That's fucking hilarious. Anyway,
I would have a T-Rex. I would name him Chomper.
You've thought about this before.
What would you feed?
Would it be
what would I feed it?
like a toy size one, or is it like we're going to let him get grown?
No, I want the big fucking thing.
All right,
Like the size of the skeleton we had
you gonna put a
outside.
saddle on him.
I want to ride him with his little arms. Remember Mouse Boy? Oh, shit. I know you remember him.
Fucking wailing.
I missed that one.
Mouse Man from Roosters. You don't remember Mouse
That's
Man?
what that reminded me.
The little cowboy. That was.
I only played roosters.
Oh, so you
times.
weren't there for me. Oh God. So this guy, I don't know what you call him.
I don't know what he's doing.
If you saw, you saw him at least once. He had.
I mean, it's sounding familiar.
He was a little guy. He had these little arms, and he would just sit there and drink beer. And then you play Waylon, and he'd come out to dance. Fuck, it was worth it to watch. Kicking his little feet around. It was fucking hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, it was our version of honky tonk badonky donk. Like, do it, Donnie, play it. Anyway, he had the tiniest little.
I think the little tiny dinosaurs were called compies or something.
Yeah, they were compies, little green ones.
Yeah, and I believe they were vegetarians.
Okay. Is that what you would get?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to have a lap dinosaur.
Dinosaur. Yeah, why? You can't put a T-Rex on your lap?
What Land Before Time references are we talking about? Who made the Land Before Time reference? I think it was you.
No, I didn't.
I don't know. What was the name of your dinosaur?
Chomper? Oh, maybe that was Chomper.
Oh, you thought you had the original thought. You suck ass.
That sucks.
He didn't even know he did it.
I didn't even know I did it. Yeah. I haven't watched that movie in many
15
years.
20
It's been a
I
long
saw it
time.
last night.
Yeah. What would your dinosaur be? You didn't talk about your
I
dinosaur.
don't want a dinosaur.
You want a dinosaur?
No, I don't have you. I don't want pets, man. They're just fucking high maintenance. It's a pain in the ass. If it was like a fantasy pet where it just existed and I could play with it and I didn't have to feed it, take care of it, and I could just put it away in a closet when I was done. Probably pterodactyl.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah.
If it never required no care,
You can train them like a falcon, right?
I'd just fucking ride in places, man.
Right in places.
Just ride in places, but I don't, other than that, I don't need him to kill anything or just want to be able to fly every once in a great while.
I figured out what I would feed my T-Rex. See, he'd be like a dog, like a bomb sniffing dog.
Uh-huh.
He'd be able to sniff out liberals and eat liberals.
Oh, there you go.
On second thought, mine would eat chihuahuas. Only dickhead chihuahuas that bark too much. If they're quiet chihuahuas, you can live. Them little yappy bastards, they're just training them just yomp. Yip, last yip from that little fur. All right.
That was an AI question. That's interesting. Okay.
That was a good one, though.
That was good.
What's a common opinion that you completely disagree with? I don't know. What's a common opinion that you completely disagree with? I'm right. I don't know. What's a common opinion you completely disagree with? Well, how do you define what a common opinion is?
That be anything. It's wide open. It's wide open.
Fart smell. I agree with that. Let's find what we don't agree with. Come on, guys. Common opinions we don't agree with. My wife has to have one.
So many. I mean,
My wife's gotta have
I'm
one.
sure there's many out there.
Well, anything that I disagree with, I wouldn't consider a common opinion because it's had by morons. I don't agree with it. Right?
I'm trying to think of something like you guys would have an opinion on, but no matter what, I would disagree. You know what I'm saying? That I would disagree with it. Like, but
there's not.
That's a good one. But I suppose climate change, right?
Is that a common opinion?
It's pretty common.
Amongst how many of your friends think that it's a thing?
No, I actually do have people that think that now climate change to the degree
I don't fucking
that
know.
the left says,
It's not my question.
But
What's the common opinion?
is that the climate is changing
Well, we know that. That's not a common opinion.
because of
And
man-made reasons.
You don't disagree with that, though.
Because of man-made reasons. That's the opinion.
Is that the common
That's the common opinion.
Well, that's the
Nobody
that's the
talks
general
about
consensus amongst scientists that are funded by fucking government money. I don't know.
I think it's a little more than that.
How many smart people do you know that think it's man-made? You don't have to lie to kick it.
No, I mean, what do you consider smart? I mean, I consider scientists, they're technically smart, right? I mean,
no.
you would think they are. Yeah, you would think
No.
they are. They've gone through some,
You'd like
some
to think
level
they
of
are, but I don't think
educational
they
training.
are. I think they may be educated to a certain degree. I don't think they're necessarily smart people.
A lot of them get government funding.
Most of them
Most
get
of them.
government
So,
grants. That's how they
yeah.
become. That's what makes you a scientist. Is somebody else pays you to study shit that nobody knows about yet.
So then
Or-
your opinion is usually formed by those that pay you.
that would be
coercion.
me, that is a commonly held opinion. And I don't know people who disagree with it, except for the scientists who are funded by government money. Everybody else I know, it's kind of like the people like, do you trust your government?
Yeah.
Nobody does. Nobody I know, even the people who we all fucking vote, we all support people, but nobody really trusts the government. So
I don't even think the left does.
No, of course they don't.
They're just following a narrative.
That's the thing. Like, so yeah. What is that you're supposed to?
Let's just answer them, not analyze them. We like to analyze.
What's wrong with you, Dad? What happened to you? Honestly.
Well, that would be done by now.
Yeah, if we didn't analyze them, we'd be the show.
He's
be over.
Just still mad at me for the whole Mulvaney thing. All
right. That's a short I'll never forget.
First time moon landing. Happened or not?
This might be a common opinion we disagree with. Right?
Yeah, it could be.
Because my opinion is it did happen.
I don't know one way or the other. I don't have a real.
It's an opinion, though. It's not a fact.
Well,
right?
this is the thing, and I don't have a real strong yes or no. I could care a lot more. I could also care a lot less. I don't give a shit, and I'll never be able to prove one way or the other. So it's one of those things that I've put out of my list to give a shit because I don't care. Whatever, I would be 100% in if you said we discovered the moon is a base. I'd be like, fucking knew it. You know what I mean? But if it turns out it's just a natural occurring thing that faces us constantly, whatever, all that shit, I can't dispute it, and I wouldn't be mad if it wasn't the case. But I would be like, fucking sweet if it was a moon base. But I don't care if we really went there or not. I understand the argument to say that we faked it, and I also understand that I'm not smart enough to understand whether we could or couldn't. Was it in a Hollywood basement? All of the Red Hot Chili Peppers said that, or just the original movie?
I just think there's way too many people involved in it
to be fake.
To be faked.
I think,
to have nobody come forward that say they worked on the project.
Well, every major conspiracy of any kind requires such a massive amount of organization to pull off. But we all know that of at least one that we think that, oh yeah, I don't think that was just a little thing. I think there was some shit going on, and it's not. I don't think it's hard to believe that enough people would lie or keep it a secret. And then there's enough stuff that's gone on that's weird. Buzz Aldrin says weird shit all the time that makes it sound like it was, you know what I mean? He said some shit that makes you go, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like he's had some serious gaffes that he's either lost his fucking mind or there's some shady shit that went on.
Well, you can go down a rabbit hole too. And you can say 100%. That the landing was real, right? But the shit they found when they landed, they didn't want anybody here to know about.
Right.
So they had to reproduce the landing in a studio setting. So we didn't see the real landing.
Well, it's not like we got a live fucking feed of it either.
I got you.
No, we didn't.
There's that, idea that all that we saw was shit. It was like on a live stream, like it's Facebook. They filmed stuff, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then it came back and we saw it after they developed. It was fucking filmed.
Was it carried
broadcast?
It wasn't live, right? They didn't broadcast. They couldn't. They didn't have the capability back then.
It was supposed to be live.
Well, this is what I've never understood.
That's what I thought when I watched it as a child.
Small that whole fucking broken up like it was being transmitted somewhere. So my understanding was they were talking to them in relative real time through radio transmission.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast radio waves move. I think pretty fast, but I understand that the fucking moon's kind of far away.
Yeah, it's a little far.
So I would think there'd be at least minutes between a question and answer session. I don't know that. Again, I'm not smart enough. I wasn't there at the time. I don't know people who were there at the time that went, wait a minute. Did he just answer him right back? Or how long did it take to get the answer? How long did it take to get the stream? There was a time where there was supposedly dead air because they were behind the moon. So we're talking about radio waves as we currently understand them, which as radio waves as we currently understand them are affected by all kinds of shit that's up in the air that we didn't know about then, that we know about now. All the radiation belts and all that kind of shit. Like, I don't have enough information to say yes or no. And so for me, I've just checked it into like, if I need to know, I'll find out.
You'll find out.
Otherwise, I don't really fucking care.
Are you of the mind, Joey, that it did happen?
I think so. I mean, I'm more hopeful that it really did.
Yeah.
Because, it's just one of those things. Yeah. But I guess what's really crazy to me is why haven't we been back you know.
Other people have.
So,
Yeah, Russia's been back, right?
China's been there. They got
China's been
photos
in.
from the backside. They took pictures of her ass when nobody was looking. What's that all about?
So Dad says it was a
But no.
live stream, but it had delays.
How long were the delays?
I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
wasn't there.
Dad was there.
6 minutes.
Was it?
I don't know.
You don't know. I can't remember what the Transformers movie said, but I tend to believe them because they're more than meets the eye.
But I would say that's a common opinion
Yeah.
that I would disagree with.
But no people have been back though. I mean,
No.
Russia's gone and
We
China's
took
gone. but
multiple
there's
missions to the moon.
all the way through 17, wasn't it?
Yeah, 17 was the
Yeah.
last one that I think that finished, and then
And 13's the only one that didn't make it.
Wasn't
Yeah.
it 18, 19, and 20, or possibly covert or some shit? I've seen some weird stuff on
Yeah,
that.
I mean, they said there were some, secret ones that
Right.
went, but
Good fan
All
fiction
right.
about that shit. I tell you what, man. Right?
That was a good question.
Stories.
Was that an
Yeah.
AI question? Whose
Of course
question
it
was that?
an AI question.
No, it might not have been.
Just kidding.
Toss me another beer there, Joey. Would you please?
oh, you bet.
Thank you.
And they're not very skunky.
No, they're not. Wipe off the water on top. Check. Are you perplexed by this question?
Have or
Perplexed?
would you make your
No.
own
No.
wine at home?
I would.
I would. Yeah.
I do it all the time.
I've made my own beer, so
Boof.
I would. I'd make my own wine. Yeah. I'd love to make like a red blend or something.
Pinot
You
Grigio.
know. No, I don't like Pinots.
I don't know what the
No.
fuck it is anyway.
I like Merlots. And,
How do you make a
red
Merlot?
blends. I have no idea. I know it's grapes. I know that.
You get them her high and you cut its legs off. I just
Can
get-
you see me in a tub stomping on grapes in my freaking
Yes.
bare feet?
You guys have seen the grape stomping lady, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Christine said watermelon wine.
ah.
Arthur made a mead. Came out great.
Weed. All right.
Uh-oh.
If you could only make one sound for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, shit. Like with your mouth or
It
just in
doesn't-
general?
Doesn't specify. It just says if you could only make one sound for the rest
Well,
of
I
your
think the
life.
most useful one would be fuck.
Fuck.
Like you have Tourette's.
Yeah.
So, oh, we're not supposed to analyze it. Never mind, Dad.
Oh, analyze it, please.
If when they say sound wouldn't be the same as word.
That's true.
So with word, you could absolutely use inflection and,
Yeah.
and all sort. But if you could only make one sound, it would kind of screw you on the whole emotional because it's that sound always.
Yeah.
You can't add inflection to it. I don't think that's my opinion though. Because fart
Yeah,
sounds
Fart sounds.
vary quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, now you mentioned that if it was only one sound we could make, it'd have to be a fart
That'd be a fart
because,
sound, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it would be very miserable if we couldn't fart. We'll have silent.
But that's what I
everywhere.
said. Is it a bodily sound or is it a mouth? What you make from your
It
mouth?
doesn't specify.
I know.
Just if you could
I
only
know.
make one sound for the rest of your life, because then it would sort of be that like. I can't even do it, so y'all know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I would do that. Somebody asked me a question. It's just like, what do you want for dinner? Uh-oh.
Mm.
All right. This was not good.
Uh-oh.
Thoughts on the big beautiful bill? Which bill are we talking about?
The big beautiful one.
Bill
Big beautiful
Gates, Bill Walton.
No, the new bill that Trump
I know.
passed.
I'm being stupid.
I don't
care.
I haven't read enough. Honestly, I've been so freaking busy. I haven't read enough about it to even really talk about it.
I'm
so-
still just so upset with him and Elon not being friends anymore that I can't even give it any thought.
Yeah, but Elon's just being a little puss.
Have you seen the Wish You Were Here AI video that somebody did?
No.
Oh, it makes me cry.
Really?
It really does. It's so gay, but it makes me cry anyway. It's just this thing of Elon and Trump, and it's playing Pink Floyd "Wish You Were Here," and it's showing them going their separate ways, and then it shows Trump fucking dying.
Really?
Elon coming back to Earth for his funeral. Like, that's how big of a pussy I am. But yeah, like, it's really good. It's really good. It's all AI, but it's fucking adorable. I don't know who came up with it, but it's a beautiful little piece of fake cinema. Because, you know, shows them going their separate ways, and then he gets sick and he comes back from it, and they have a little. It's fucking terrible. It's like, you know, Annabelle's.
I hate when mom and dad fight.
Dude, like, it's that kind of vibe, but it's so much better.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, and it's a good song anyway. So it's like, they fucked with me.
It broke up a bromance.
It really did.
It really did.
I'm gonna find that video. Joey will cry. You won't. Well, he'll fake it, but he'll.
I don't know. As I get older, I'm crying at the drop of a hat.
Okay, cool. Then this
So,
will be perfect. We'll all just menstruate together.
I cried when they left the dinosaurs on the island to die on the volcano. So, you know, that made me sad.
Where?
It was in 3.
Fallen Kingdom.
Oh,
What is it?
Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
that's not 3.
That's new,
Which one
isn't
is it?
That's
Is that the newest one?
5. No.
What's the newest one? Jurassic World?
Yeah, they're all Jurassic World because
Oh,
there
shit.
was 3 Jurassic
Yeah.
Worlds.
So like at the end of the book, I think it was in
It's a fucking
the
book.
first book. Yeah, where I read the first
Jurassic Park.
3 books. Yeah, or 2 books,
I didn't
and
know the
it,
books.
they actually nuked the island.
Holy shit!
I never read. I had the book. I never read it all the way through.
Yeah.
You bought it after the movie came out.
No,
you're like me. Bullshit.
No. I swear, I bought it. No, I bought it before. No, I always loved dinosaurs. I always been fascinated. When I saw the book, I had to buy it. But
Or napalmed, I shouldn't say
napalm.
Yeah.
But
It's a
the
very
book
big-
started out like the second movie started out
Big
with-
piles of dung.
with the little girl on
Yeah,
the
on
island
the
getting
beach.
attacked. Yeah.
The compass.
That I remember. Yeah, the compies.
Wasn't that Frankenstein? Well,
So I don't know. I don't know enough about the Big Beautiful Bill.
I don't either.
You know,
I know they've put too many changes in it to make it shit. I mean, partly shit.
I think the upsetting part is that it seems too much like standard operating procedure. I think that's why what people who have an issue with have an issue with.
but I don't know. I don't
just
think there's a
raising-
lot of pork in it, is there?
raising debt ceilings and fucking just.
Well,
letting shit
I
go.
know because what were they trying to get rid of it? It was something to do with the with Medicaid, and there was one state that
State of
kind of
mind.
got some pork back in there because
Pork.
yeah, that, you know, basically just for their state. Maybe I don't know enough.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I just
haven't
remember
looked into
hearing
it
that
enough to
thing.
know. But didn't it?
And then they got rid of the there was the supposed to be no tax on Social Security, which they couldn't get that to go through.
No, but they did get a tax benefit, didn't they? Didn't they get an additional tax benefit?
doo.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, Joey.
What kind of tax?
Yeah, I think it's like $6,000 or something.
Oh, is it?
Tax
I
credit.
wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what it was.
Yeah.
Tax credits crack me the fuck up. I'm like, oh, because I file taxes. Bastards.
But people were saying that it was preventing people from getting Medicare. And I
People
think
say
it was
stupid
only
shit all the time.
it was only illegals, right? Illegals and
Yeah, Medicaid. Yeah.
Medicaid was it?
Yeah, the Medicaid. That's what I mean. Everybody that deserves Medicaid would
get it.
still get it.
Yeah.
That qualifies
Yeah.
for it. But if you don't qualify for it if you're an illegal. So that's who doesn't get it. You know,
Interesting.
and that's what the left is having such a hissy about.
I had some relative of mine complain about how that all the Medicaid cuts were going to kill, their elderly parents and shit. Just like, get over yourselves. Anyway, don't care. Oh, next question. Here we go. Do you believe time travel has happened?
Yeah,
Why?
it was Alaska.
It was Alaska.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck those guys. Do you believe time travel has happened? Why or why not?
Yes.
You really need to catch up on the Skinwalker Ranch.
Okay. I'll watch it. I'll start watching it.
Because there are some crazy, or there is some crazy shit that takes place there that just can't explain.
You got to look at time travel this way. Okay. A lot of people are very narrow-minded when they look
This
at
way
it.
or
They say that we haven't achieved time travel yet, right? Maybe that's true, right? But who knows 50 years from now if we did and we
And
come
they-
back to this time,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
I mean, I bought the book. I have not read it. I'm terrible at reading because I just don't do it. But I bought the book on Barron Trump. I haven't.
yeah, okay.
The one that says that he was a time traveler,
Yeah.
right? So I haven't read it
Yeah,
yet.
the Adventures or whatever it was called.
But I think
Yeah.
that to just dismiss the fact that there's time travel is kind of like dismissing that there's aliens. We don't know. We don't know 50 years from now what happens
Unless there's time travel.
unless there's time travel.
In which case we
So
Yeah.
In which case, none of the shit that we're worried about matters because we still survive.
And now it never exists.
Do you like the
That's
the one that it's offensive to Christians, but it's hilarious? There's the one where the guy, comes supposedly from the past into the future, and he's all like freaked out. Has the ozone gone away? Has the world ended? All this shit. The guy's like, no, shit's really good. He goes, well, what happened? He goes, well, actually, turns out the Christians were right. The rapture happened. Oh, what? Yeah, he came back, took them all, and shit just started working out. Fucked up and funny. It's like, yeah, once all the fucking fanatics were gone, we just started getting shit done. So if you could time travel once, forward or backward, where and when would you go? I remember because he discovered how. What did he do?
Oh, sorry.
He was never heard from again. Is that real? Is it you? Was it you? Were you a member of the Iron Butterfly?
That's interesting, though.
Oh, wow.
That's an interesting thing.
Hmm.
If I could travel anywhere in time, I would love to go back to the 1950s.
Just like Cher. If I could turn back time.
If I could lift my ass. Look at you thinking I'm feeding you. Get the fuck away from my place.
Oh, that's why they're up here.
Yeah, I pulled my fries out. She's like, no.
Who's that? Shiva?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She thinks she gave me.
She'll take food.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah, I'd love to go back to the 50s. I've always been fascinated with that time. What?
Nothing. Cartoons in my head.
I'm still thinking. There's so many interesting time periods. But I would only want to go for a very, very, very short time.
Right.
Because they don't have shit
Like a week.
like we have now. So.
Like a week.
Like a week.
Yeah.
What's interesting though, what the only reason that what I find fascinating, I think about, like, if you read history books, current history books about what like Bill Clinton's presidency was like, and see how it's framed, and see if you remember it that way. Like Dad has the most insight as far as, like, we've talked before about like what was the Haight-Ashbury thing really like? Was it really like that, like all over the place? Was it that widespread? You wonder about these things because as history goes forward, how much of it's going to be remembered as everywhere all the time, or was it just a localized little fucking thing?
Yeah.
And you really don't know if you weren't there. We think things that were major issues, like slavery, they might have just been tiny little things.
Yeah.
You never know because time gets distorted.
Can I go back to January 6th and bring my phone?
No, nobody was allowed to bring their phone.
And record.
Nobody had their phone. There's no video of anything that went on there. It's all just hearsay. I mean, there's hundreds of hours of security footage, but
See, and that's funny. I love Arthur's comment here because I was just thinking of that. When you ask that question to a lot of people, they always think about a time they want to travel back to, right? Not many people say they want to travel into the future.
because you're dead.
Well, yeah. I mean, but maybe you want to see how things turn out.
Yeah. It's the unknown. So
Right.
we kind of like stuff that we're familiar with.
Well, as I understand the way string theory works, you can't travel forward.
Depends how you time travel. What causes time travel?
Right. Like, so if it's gay fantasy time travel, then yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But if it's like based in any kind of physics, you can't travel forward in time.
So
Good.
if you
tell 'em why.
come from the future and come back to our time, are they stuck here then?
No.
Because they can't travel back?
So linear, I walked back on the escalator. Escalator still exists. From this point, there ain't shit over the cliff. It's a fucking cliff. There's a fall off. Until it happens, it doesn't exist. So forward doesn't work only because you can't go forward. Because
Can we follow him back?
if somebody time travels back past you, then I think you could go forward. Like if your kid time travels into the future.
Cardi 151 has made me time travel to the future.
Fucking A, right? Same team, 100%. But
Nice.
until somebody goes further. So if time travel has happened already past where we're at, then yeah, you could time travel into that because it exists.
It's like rewinding a tape.
Right. But the tape has to exist.
Okay.
So depending on where you are in the timeline.
I got you. That makes sense now.
Okay. The good news is
So unless you traveled back from that time,
or somebody did.
then it just doesn't exist.
Right.
It only exists if you came from there.
The problem with that statement, Dad, is even if you went back and fixed the mistakes that humans made, the idea that humanity has free will, they're still going to still make mistakes.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's the
even
thing.
if you fix some mistakes that were made, there's still going to be new ones made in its place.
Again, the idea that there were mistakes. That's a real big kind of a bold statement to make. Like everybody hates Hitler,
Yeah.
hates what he did.
Except Grok.
Very true. That's true. God kind of thinks he's cool. But point being that like without him, how does the landscape change?
Right.
Pretty significantly, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
And we don't know to what degree. And we also don't know, would some other piece of shit rise up and take his place in fucking things up or being evil? Because he wasn't the first or last dickhead on the planet.
No.
He just worked out in his particular, what do you call it, hole.
You find a lot of those back in history. A lot of those types of
I'm
guys.
telling you.
Right.
Inbreeding.
One could argue that we wouldn't learn a lesson because there was no mistake. That's true too. Right.
Well, and this is the thing.
That's
So
the point.
just like I said, I don't want to go back and live somebody else's life
Right.
because that sort of lends itself to the idea that unhappy or ungrateful or unsatisfied with my own existence. And so time travel and fixing things, what does that even mean? Because there's a whole host of things that happened that made us where we are. So how many of those things would be affected?
Mhm.
Right.
And that's not to say that there wasn't somebody worse than Hitler that wasn't killed in that war, that might have lived and done a lot worse.
Lot
shit than
worse,
he did.
right, yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's all hypothetical horse shit and rabbit hole stuff that doesn't matter because here we are and we're good.
And it's not by mistake.
Correct. It's by
Design.
Yeah.
well, it's
Or whatever.
happenstance.
Yeah.
Either way, you're here. Fucking deal with it. Another question?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's keep going. How many we got left?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Leaving you hanging, huh? 11, 12.
That's what I was waiting for.
What is your all-time favorite alcoholic beverage go-to?
You know mine.
Jägermeister, motherfucker. We need a Jägermeister. Keith.
I love beer.
Lemon schnapps. I'm sorry, peppermint schnapps. My bad.
Stops. No, I'm thinking whiskey. Whiskey's my favorite go-to.
All right.
Jaeger bombs.
I like Jaeger bombs. It's delicious. Zima was pretty solid. Fuck you, liar. It was good. I don't suck dick,
actually.
but I like Zima.
Zima was good, actually.
It
Believe
was
or
good.
not.
I'm willing to admit it. I like Bacardi Breeze too. Suck it.
Brandy.
Oh, I remember Brandy. Oh, never mind.
The drink.
Yeah, her.
Ah.
What's your favorite song to play and why? Song with an E.
Songy.
Sony. What's your favorite Sony?
That's a typo.
It's a type E. Sorry. Agreed. I don't have one. I hate this question. I've always hated this question. What's your favorite song? I don't have a favorite song. I like far too many songs for far too many reasons in far too many occasions because there's some shit that makes me want to drive fast and I love that energy, and there's other shit that makes me cry and I love that energy. Other shit makes me want to punch people in the face. I love that energy. So the mood I'm in, the car I'm in, the people I'm around, and the event that we're at all play such a huge part. I do not have an all-time favorite song.
Yeah. Well, that's a tough one to ask a musician anyway.
Especially, I
Yeah,
think
it
because
is.
like Superstition's fucking badass. It's not my favorite song ever, but
Which version? You're like,
I like Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yeah, Steve Wonder's version.
Stevie, well, truthfully, I like the remix.
the Jeff Beck one's really good.
Dude, there's a
too, so-
mashup of
Yeah.
Run DMC and Beastie Boys and fucking Stevie Wonder Superstition that is so dope. It's so cool. It's just so cool. There's so many of those. Anyway, There's one of Spice Girls and fucking Slipknot that will
Really?
blow your fucking mind. And it's not one where they changed anything other than they took the music from one and the freaking lyrics in there and put them right. And
Just
they,
mashed it up.
it
Yeah.
fits. It fits so fucking good. Anyway,
Now I wonder if she meant favorite song to play like on the radio or favorite song to play in the band.
oh,
Right? Because that changes the dynamic
does
a little
change.
bit, doesn't it?
just a little bit.
It does.
Let's see if we can.
So I think since Lindsay wrote it, she might have meant what is our favorite song to play in the band?
Oh, well, in that regard, it says his favorite song to play and why. So that is probably what she meant. I can't. Ooh, I think anymore. Probably one of my favorite songs to play, but it all matters who I'm playing it with.
Right.
And it
right.
matters how it sounds because sometimes it's better than others. But that's probably one of my favorite ones to play. There's a million that I want to play that I don't play.
I like Desert Skies for me.
That's fun. It's a fun song.
What?
Marshall Tucker.
Oh, fuck you. Wait. No. Desert Skies.
Yeah.
Yeah, by Marshall Tucker.
I'm having a fucking absolute brain.
Well, I'm
hemorrhage.
riding alone.
I don't know this song.
Yeah, you do. You played it.
No, I don't.
We didn't play it in Breaking Hank.
No, we didn't.
No?
I've never even
No.
heard it.
Huh.
We did it.
Oh, it's a good song. It's fun.
Fire in the Mountain's a better one. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I like all kinds of Marshall.
I don't
Tucker,
actually.
but-
I do too. I like Marshall Tucker. I'm surprised I've not heard that song.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I really enjoy every time we do it when we do that one. Can't you see?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Can't You See?
Yeah.
is
Can you
fun,
see some?
yeah.
But I would like
Yeah.
to hear Desert Skies. And who did you play it with that you liked it so fucking much? Who did you play?
Well, I mean, I played it since.
play with me.
No, it's really weird that I didn't introduce it to you guys because I played it
you
ever
sing
since
it?
I was
Yeah.
ever since I was with Boot Hiller Band. I played it for 40 years almost.
Yeah.
So
Joey, I've been in like 9 bands with you. How in the hell do I not know this
Because
song?
we played it a lot.
it needs to be practiced.
Oh, that's why.
It's not
That's
an
why.
easy song.
Yeah, because we've never been in a band
Yeah.
together that practice.
It's not an
that's,
easy song.
That's true. That makes sense. That totally makes sense. Fair enough.
One of my favorite songs to play with you guys, and a lot has to do with like the harmony and stuff, is "You Mama Don't Dance." I don't know why,
That's
I just
fun.
love that song. It's just
It's a good
upbeat.
jam.
It's a fun tune. I just
It is a
really
good
enjoy
jam.
that. Plus, we all get cool solos in it. I think it's fun.
Except for me.
You never get solos though.
Because I don't like solos.
Just in
Yeah. Mustang dipshit.
no, not only that, but
Do I do
you get that
solos?
little break in Brown Eyed Girl.
Oh, yeah. Also one of the top 10. Fuck, I don't know how to play this shit again. What are your top 5 songs of all time?
Okay,
Oh,
we
shit.
don't want to answer that one.
Yeah, that's not a thing. Just not a thing. I discover new shit every other week. I'm still on a serious Larry Fleet kick. He's yet to make something I don't like. I can't believe I don't know who he was.
It's hard because I'll go on this binge where I go listen to a bunch of like soundtrack shit.
Yeah.
And I'm hooked on it. Like I'll like Hans Zimmer shit. I'll listen to it forever.
Yeah.
You know,
And it
So-
doesn't make you
so
gay.
it fluctuates. Doesn't make me gay at all.
That's my new favorite joke. It's like, we're going to hypnotize you. You've been hypnotized before. Okay, so count to 5, snap my fingers, and you won't ever remember that you were gay. I wasn't gay. Yeah, we know. What the fuck you, man? Okay, what is a weird or surprising habit that helps us be productive? What is a weird or surprising habit that helps you be productive?
That's a great question.
Funny part is, I'm not sure there's anything that helps me be productive.
I'd say picking my nose.
Caffeine?
Seems like when I'm being really productive, I'm picking my nose more.
I
So-
scratch my balls off a lot. I like to touch my wiener. Not sure it counts as a habit. Yeah, it's pretty habitual, actually.
Mm.
Anybody in my purview ever not seen me playing with my wiener? Just out of curiosity. As my wife crawls underneath the desk and goes, shut.
She's like,
up.
I'm done. I'm logging off now.
She probably logged off already. So she don't need to hear this.
Yeah, see, the show would be a lot more entertaining if I could pick my nose while I'm doing the show.
Well, you can just flick it the other way if you can, if you don't mind.
You still do it. It's unconscious. But you
I
still do
kind of touch it.
It's covert. It's much more
Yeah.
covert than the digging we've seen on stage. I'm not trying to admit it. See?
That's funny.
What are the top 2 things on your bucket list?
Oh,
Bucket list. I don't have a bucket list.
well, guess what? We're doing one of them right now.
I'm helping you.
Yes.
But I don't have a bucket list. I really don't have a bucket list. I've done a lot of fun stuff, a lot of cool things. There's nothing that I need to do before I die. So I don't think I have a bucket list.
I would like to go to Scotland. That's a bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
See, the problem with goals is you fucking miss them. If you don't set any goals, you never miss the target. Just kidding.
But you know me by now. If I say I'm going to do something, I
Well,
do
you're
it.
that kind of guy. But you're that kind of guy.
Yeah.
You're like a man's man dude. Like a fucking. If he said it, he means it. Don't fuck around with him kind of guy. I'm not that serious about anything. I'm not that into it. You know what I mean? Like the things that matter the most to me are real right here.
Tangible. Right
I'll
there,
kill
yeah.
somebody if they're threatening someone I'm close to and I'm
Right.
in proximity. But if you tell me about it, I
Don't care.
It's not the same. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
my intensity and give a shit is very proximity. You know, it's hard for me to have a bucket list because I'm like, I don't fucking know that I'll wake up in 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd like to think so, but I've never planned 5 years in the future. That was my biggest problem with Amway was where do you see yourself 5 years from now? I'm like,
I
don't know. I don't want to be
know.
next weekend. Like it's legit. I don't plan that far in the future. It's scary for me to plan that far because I just feel like I'm going to forget something,
Yeah.
which as we've seen, I do. What fucking day is it? Oh yeah.
Oh, there was a show today?
Legit. It didn't dawn on me till you text me. I was like, fuck. I had no idea. I was out in Peoria working on a job. The entirety of the day, it hadn't occurred to me.
Well,
it was
you
Thursday.
legitimately had me nervous because I'm like, I always hear from Jack.
Yeah.
Even if he's going to be late or whatever,
But
I
it didn't.
always hear
It
from
hadn't
him.
once during the entirety of the, because it was such a fucked up day.
Right, right.
It didn't once during the day dawn on me that it was Thursday. I had no idea what day it was, and it wasn't until you text me and I said, "Oh shit." And Sean went, "Oh yeah, I was wondering about that." I'm like, "Well, thanks for fucking mentioning it, dickhead. You've been with me all day."
All day.
Jackass. Anyway, whatever.
Well, because you put in my head, you said one of my biggest fears is having a heart attack in somebody's garage and nobody finding me. And then, of course, you
100%.
get my fucking brain starting to think that shit. Oh, Jack didn't text me. What? Maybe he had a heart attack somewhere. Not good. Wouldn't be good.
I like to believe that I matter enough that the people I care about would know really quickly if I died.
Yeah.
Like just from talking or just the vibe. I want to feel like there's a genuine absence. If my soul leaves this plane of existence, I would like people to be like, "What the fuck is that?"
But that was the feeling I got because I knew it was out of character for you. Like,
So that's
you,
good.
You always,
that makes me happy.
yeah, you always text me. You always say something. Hey, I'm not going to make it. I'm stuck on a job.
You tuned in enough
I'm
to
like-
give a shit, and that's what I'm.
I told Lindsay, I said, I didn't hear from Jack at all.
I said, that's really odd.
Yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah,
it is.
it is.
But now you also know how completely fucking clueless I can be for no real good reason. It's like I wasn't shit faced. I wasn't nothing special happened. Other I had car problems and got on with my day.
That's why I was just fucking around with you today when I texted you and said, hey, by the way, it's Thursday.
But I genuinely appreciate that.
Yeah.
I did know it was Thursday, but only because we had that conversation earlier
Yesterday.
yesterday about what day it was. So it matters. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's never gonna upset me if you go, hey, something's coming. It's a good thing to do. What would you wrestle an ostrich and would you win? No,
Fuck
and yes.
Fuck no.
No, I wouldn't wrestle one, but I would win.
Would you? They're powerful birds.
I'd shoot that motherfucker. Wrestle shit. I don't wrestle people. Well, anyway, what's something you've done that felt small but ended up changing your life? Cocaine? I haven't done cocaine in a really long time. Ever.
Wow, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
But have you ever done something that felt small that changed your life? I don't know. What does that mean?
No, everything I've done has been done with a purpose.
Yeah,
right?
see, you're way too
It's-
intentional. Like this would be something for me that felt small but ended up changing your life, like
Yeah.
stealing. Oh, I know it was small. Did it change my life? Yeah, it kind of did. I lied when I was a kid. Well, I don't remember exactly how old I was, but it's a very long story that I'm gonna try to make as short as possible. This how you train your dragon or your children. Spending the night at this lady's house that was babysitting me and my sister. And me, my sister, and the lady's daughter would all stay in the same room. It was her bedroom, the adult woman's bedroom, and it was a big bed. We all slept in there. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night and seeing my sister and the girl over by the dresser. In the morning, we got up, and her jewelry box had been gone through. Shit was all over the floor. So she came in there, just was pissed. Who's in the jewelry? Blah, blah, blah. No one's admitting shit, right?
Right.
So I'm going to count to 3, and then you're all getting punished. So she gives us 1, a 2. I said, I did it. She said, pick it up. So she had me clean it up. No big fucking deal, right?
Right.
Fast forward a week and a half later, same situation. She's coming looking for this fucking necklace of hers, right? Same stupid shit. I'm gonna count to 3. You're all getting in trouble. 1, 2. Oh, I had it. What'd you do with it? So I start making up fucking stories because I've
Right.
never seen it. I don't know what happened to it to this day. I don't know what happened to it. It's a $6,000 diamond necklace this
shit.
bitch lost, or her daughter lost, or I don't know what the fuck happened to it. But I start making up stories. Oh, I was playing with it in the sink. They take the whole fucking sink apart. I'm like 5 or 6 years old, right? I say I had it in the backyard of my house. They got a motherfucker out there with a metal detector. Eventually, they take me to court, to juvenile hall, threatening and have me talk to a judge. I'm a child. It worked once before. I don't know what the fuck the deal is because I still don't know what we're talking about. Some
Right.
fucking necklace. I played with it. I don't know what the fuck. So they had me go and talk to a child psychologist and a judge.
Wow.
And I had pictured this whole thing in my mind of coming clean with this guy. I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about. And I explained to him what happened. My mother paid her for that fucking necklace, which pisses me off.
Really?
Oh,
'Cause
wow.
I'm pretty sure her dumbass daughter took it to school and lost it or got it stolen or what the
Right.
fuck ever. But yeah, anyway.
Wow, that's crazy.
Isn't that ridiculous? So what was the question? No, that was something small.
Something small that changed your life.
It did change my life a lot because it was, how did I know? I was a child.
I mean, I was going to say moving out west, but that's not small. That's big. That's a
Right.
big decision. You're uprooting your life, you know?
Yeah, mine
'Cause it
was,
did change my life.
that was a good story. It was a small thing.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that one.
And they were going to put me in jail.
Bastards.
I didn't fucking know.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you eat a monkey brain?
No.
No, me neither. That's a simple question.
No.
Would you do it if you got to beat it to death with little hammers?
No. Faces of death.
Yeah, fucking awful. What is your thoughts on Dodge?
Or Doge?
Doge.
Yeah, you knew that.
Doge.
You guys are smart. What are your thoughts on Dodge?
I think it was great.
I think it was a
Yeah.
great idea too. I wish it had gone to fruition.
Mhm.
Was it still continuing on?
It was
I think
supposed to end.
it is.
It was supposed to end at a particular time. I don't know if he made the deadline. Or
No,
not.
he said they were still going to carry on. It's just
They're just not going to
Musk
do anything he suggests.
would only be there for a certain amount of time.
Right.
But then I heard Big Balls quit.
big ball.
Never underestimate your word. A junior employee was late once. I told him to never let it happen again, and he said it stuck with him for years.
So trauma. That's what I'm hearing. Trauma. There was a story online that my wife sent me the other day. The guy talking about driving in traffic and this big dickhead in a truck, cut him off, whatever, flipped him off as he did it, whatever. And then so he's still behind this guy on his way to work. And as he's getting closer to work, he feels like he's following the dude. Turns out he was. The guy drove into the same place where he worked at, went into the store that he worked at ahead of me. Well, shit. Now I got to put on my work face, because apparently he's going to be in there and I might have an interaction with him. So he walks in, his coworker tells him, hey, oh, there's the manager right there, right? And he goes, he wasn't the manager, but this was their kind of code for, oh, we got a customer that's a dickhead, right?
Yeah.
So this guy's there talking to his coworker and says, well, he wants to return this thing and it's outside of our 60-day return policy. And the guy's going like, well, how far out of our return policy? He says, 2 days. And he can see the customers looking at him like, oh, fucking great, dude, I just flipped off and cut off, and like it can be an issue. He says, but that was a personal thing. It's a professional. So owner said, it's 2 days. Who cares? That's fine. No big deal. So we gave him a full refund, sent him on his way. He's happy as a clam. Walked out. No big deal. So sitting there a couple seconds later, he comes running back in, pissed as all hell because he knew that I was the one who slashed his fucking tires. I love that. That was personal. Professional. It's the right thing to do. Anyway, sorry. Living off the grid. Thoughts, feelings, pros, and cons.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
I think there's not a person in this room who isn't game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the cons are, the no Walmart, but the whole point is all that shit's going to fail at some point. So off grid is ideal. It's self-sustaining is ideal. If you can make your own food, if you don't, not just off grid, but our off society, because at some point you never know.
Yeah.
Do anybody have anything extra on that shit other than?
No, I'll be all for it.
Do you think dreams can show us our past lives?
Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
That's got to be a Christine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what dreams show us. The spectrum of difference in my dreams is so wide. I don't even pretend to have any idea. Because I've had cartoon fucking full on just ridiculous ass long, epic, fucking seriously intense dreams that
Yeah.
God, I hope they have nothing to do with reality. And then I've had other ones where I'd give anything to live there or to be there or make it stay.
I mean, here's the really important part of that question. For me I've never had a dream where I'm not me.
And that's the thing. Past lives.
So
meaning-
yeah,
Well, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point, Joey.
I've had lots of dreams where you've had those dreams where there's other people, but you know who they are.
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
not.
At least
Whoever-
I think I do.
Well, that's the thing,
In my
like,
dream, I know who
how
they are. but
somebody
then-
feels versus how they look. That's one thing that I can say I have a lot where I'll see somebody who I recognize as a person in this reality, but they're different. If that makes any sense. Like I know who their soul is. I know who they are. The representation I'm seeing of them is not necessarily the person they are in this life. That's happened to me many times. Like I see old girlfriends, but they're my wife. They're always my wife. It's very strange.
That's strange. Yeah.
The weirdest one I ever had, and I still remember this dream. I had a girlfriend in high school. It was the same girl from 13 to 18 I had as my girlfriend. And there was this new girl that had a very intense, let's call it intense dream about before she ever came to school. And then she showed up at school as a new student. Freaked me the fuck
Wow,
out.
that's weird.
Well, and
That's
I didn't know
creepy.
what to do with it either because I'm like, I've seen you before. I've had a dream about you before. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Deja vu.
Now, mind you, her and I never had any real, we met each other. We talked, nothing special ever happened. I continued on with my girlfriend, but it really freaked me out at the time because it's like, oh, does that mean something? And I still don't know what, if anything, it possibly meant other than somehow my brain manifested this girl before I ever met her. Really, really strange.
Now I believe, or at least in my own experience, I have dreamt the future. You know, I mean, not far in the future, but like a day,
But even so, when
like
you
the
do
next day, you know, something that was going to happen the next day.
yeah.
It happened,
Well, and
you know,
when you
after
do that,
I dreamed about it and was like,
That's crazy.
holy shit.
I don't know about, for me, most of my deja vu situations like that
Mhm.
are at the time I had the dream, it seems so ridiculous. Like the one that sticks out in my mind most right now is the guy I work with that owns the company Century, his secretary, secretary, what do you call it? Assistant, whatever, me and my buddy Daryl all together, which was at the time was fucking insane. Like we're not going to hang out, you know, because it wouldn't make sense. But we actually did wind up working on his door at his house together. And in the moment, I was like, oh, fuck, this was what I dreamt. This was the interaction I dreamt. It didn't make any sense at that time because two of us didn't ever do doors.
Right.
You know what I mean? Certainly not the same project. So those are the kind of deja vus I have where it's something I only remember it because it was so weird at the time that I had the thought. It's usually a group of people that shouldn't be together or didn't know each other or whatever, but it's odd enough that it clicks your brain to go, oh shit, I thought this before. Then the Matrix happened and I was like, oh, that's even cooler
That's
now.
even
Yeah.
cooler, yeah.
It means they changed something, those motherfuckers.
I had a reoccurring dream for many years. And I haven't had it in a long time, but it was like a Red Dawn type scenario where in my dream, I'm watching these guys parachute out of a fucking plane. Next thing I know, I'm grabbing a gun, fighting these guys off. It was a reoccurring dream for years, like probably a good 10 years.
In your childhood or also adult?
Older. I mean, I would say probably, I think it started maybe when I was 20.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I had one from my teenage years that was this, oddly enough, in retrospect, I picture him as like a Yu-Gi-Oh looking dude, but he was scary as fuck. We just chased us around and then we killed him once. And that was the last time I dreamt about him. It's very, 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 very.
I've had the snake dream many times.
Is that what you call it?
I'm literally running on grass and these snakes are right behind me trying to bite my ankles. Like
That's
it's
interesting. That you
happened.
have a fear of snakes.
That's why I got into snakes because it was a nightmare for me. Like I was constantly I remember walking on the ground and I'm stepping over rattlesnakes, and it used to freak me the fuck out. And that's why I owned a snake to begin with, because I was like, I got to get over this fear. Because
That's what
it's
makes
a
you a cool
freaking
dude. You're
nightmare.
like,
you know,
I ain't letting my fears control
Yeah,
me.
I gotta
I'm
conquer this
overcome
shit.
this shit man style. That's why I think it'd be cool for you to meet your younger self.
No.
Don't worry, son. You won't always be a dork.
you won't always be a dork.
You're gonna
I
be
should
a
have
man
been
someday.
became a beekeeper then, right?
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's
What was the question?
What is your favorite Star Wars and why? Favorite Star Wars what?
Movie.
It doesn't say that.
That's what it meant. That's what.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So the Clone Wars doesn't count? Mandalorian doesn't count?
It's a movie. Still a movie.
Mandalorian is not a movie.
It's
It's a television series.
it's a mini series.
It's not a movie.
It's like a movie.
My point is that's a shit question.
Eh,
Please tell me AI came up with that.
Return to Jedi is my favorite
Well, yeah. Because who doesn't love an Ewok? Why is Return to Jedi your favorite?
because it completed the trilogy,
It's okay if you
right?
cry.
What's that?
It's okay if you cry.
Okay.
Just kidding.
No, it was just I just love the story. You know, it just completed everything for me. To me, I could have done without having any other movies after that. Right? It just completed everything.
It's
for me.
interesting how they sort of exist in their own universe. Like,
Yeah.
They're very, very separate from me. I know that there was movies after that, but yeah, again, Return to the Jedi was the end of it for me. Like, even though there are other movies after the fact, they just were a separate experience.
Yeah.
Very separate experience.
I've only watched 4, 5, and 6.
That's all you need to watch.
I mean, multiple times. The other ones I've only watched once.
Because it didn't matter. They didn't matter. They just, it didn't change anything. It was interesting to see the prequels. It was neat to see the and understand why he made them in the order he did. Because when you're fucking broke, the desert movie makes the most sense.
Right. Yeah.
We can rent a fucking desert. We can't make millions of clones, at one point. That shit was impossible without a ridiculous budget. And before CGI, it was even more retarded, but it was beautiful how he managed to go Star Wars Empire Return, because the money came after he made the first one and it turned out to be good. But Star Wars was so bare bones. When you think about it, like, it's crazy that he made such an incredible movie. And Return of the Jedi was the culmination of those labors and shit. Just the fanfare of that final scene in the when doing the award ceremony is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And the music is epic as shit.
Yeah. Return to Jedi for me, the whole opening up with Jabba the Hutt, right? The first time we see him, then you have Darth Vader. I don't even remember this, but Darth Vader kind of took on a different personality in Return to Jedi because his voice was different, right? He had a deeper voice.
They spent some money on the audio for James Earl
100%.
Jones.
Oh yeah,
he was so thin in the first ones comparatively, but by the Return of the Jedi, it was fucking dark.
Yeah, it was dark. You saw the Emperor really in person for the first time, right?
He was just a hologram in
right,
the other one.
Right, and the duel between Darth Vader. Empire was okay, right? But the duel between Luke and Vader at the end was awesome. And then the fact that Vader turns back and kills the Emperor. Just everything about that movie was just it was my favorite. It was my favorite one.
They unmasked him. They put him with the ghosts at the end, which was also beautiful. And being, my religious background with the reincarnation and spirituality that I grew up with, that part was really beautiful to me because it was, there's more to this. I loved that. I also loved the fucking Imperial Guards. The red Imperial Guards, for whatever reason, that was the coolest fucking toy when those came out. Yeah, I was like, oh, those are dope as shit. And they were only in Return of the Jedi in the around the Empire.
Well, they were in the newer ones. So
in the newer.
In episode 3, they had them.
The first time we saw them,
it was in 3.
It was in Return of the Jedi.
6.
It was cool as shit.
Yeah.
Those and the speeder bike riders.
I wanted one of those so bad when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was hoverboard level.
When I found out they were fake, I was so disappointed. I was like, I want one of those. But no, it was just it really was an epic movie. And Lindsay and I went back. We watched it in the theater for the 40th anniversary.
Oh yeah.
And it was so fucking cool to go back and see it in the theater again.
Just to hear it at that volume level.
Oh yeah.
Because you can't do it at home.
Feel it in your bones.
Dude, like
so cool.
The remastered. I remember seeing the remastered in the theaters, and the fucking Death Star explosion, where they changed it completely, and when there was that blast wave weird like slap bass sound before the fucking blast wave hits was so cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
That was. I don't know if that's what it really sounds like or not, but I loved it.
It was effective.
It was very effective. It was very effective. I loved all the shit that he did, with exception of the putting Jabba in the fucking Star Wars. That was terrible.
That was stupid.
That was the worst decision he made, and the whole thing was like not necessary and gay.
And when you watch like the making of Star Wars, and you see
that
like the
guy
with like a fuck, look like Fred
Flintstone. I
right?
never needed to see
what was
that.
the point of that? Yeah,
it just fucked the whole thing up. And then even when they put the animation in, he was so shitty.
Yeah,
and he was such a pussy It's like, you know what I mean? He was such a pussy in that scene
Yeah.
compared to what he turned out to be. It was just like, never needed that. It wasn't
Yeah.
even good. It was the worst extra in cinematic history.
So
Here's
true.
a crappy scene we dumped. God.
We're glad you did.
I'm glad you
know?
dumped it, but you could have kept that in the fucking secret files.
Right.
Didn't
Yeah.
you? Anyway, that was my favorite Star Wars 2. What are your thoughts on the alligator Alcatraz?
I love it.
That's
Fucking
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Not gonna go there, not gonna visit.
Absolutely love it.
I'm okay with it. It's another one of those things where it's like, oh, Joe Arpaio's taking away their food and their cable. I don't fucking care. It's fucking jail.
Prison.
It's supposed to suck. Get over it.
You're not supposed to want to go back.
What's Lindsay saying goodnight for? You ain't got nowhere to be. Oh yeah, you go to work.
She's 3 hours ahead of us now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's
All right. How
late.
many more we got? We should wrap it up.
That's it.
That's it. Nice.
Songs from
Wow.
a hat.
Christine, Lindsay, great job, guys.
Yeah, thanks for doing that.
This was fun. So,
Very cool.
yeah, that was exciting. Cool.
Stretch my back.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
And who knows? Don't know what we're talking about. We'll figure it out between now and then.
It'll be fun.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.